Rock and Roller Coaster is a Vekoma launch coaster that opened in 1999 at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. Located in the Sunset Boulevard section of the park towards the right side, the ride features its own plaza and a massive guitar as the ride's main sign. Since it opened 25 years ago, it's been themed around the band Aerosmith, with many of their songs featured during your ride. The ride and most of the queue line is located indoors, with the theme being you are taking a tour of the record company, G-Force Records, and there's a classic pre-show of the entire band offering a Super Stitch limo and backstage passes for their concert that's about to start. After the pre-show, you emerge into what looks like a city alleyway, with the train approaching a dark tunnel and then ominously launching into the darkness. The trains feature some pretty standard over-the-shoulder restraints as the only restraint, and some speakers right by your head as well. The ride stats are certainly very intense by Disney standards, with a height of 80 feet, speed of 57 miles per hour, 3 inversions, and a track length of 3,267 feet. Now that we got the stats out of the way, let's see how it rides. The ride begins with a slight left-hand turn out of the station before Steven Tyler counts you down and you launch into the main ride building. You then enter a pretty unique double inversion called a sea serpent roll, which is very intense and can get pretty jolty as well. You enter a long helix where you pass through the iconic Hollywood sign and a bunch of other street signs before entering a mid-course brake run. You see an exit sign for the Civic Center and drop down to the left with another drawn-out turn that features you whizzing past buildings and trees before eventually transitioning into a fun corkscrew through some palm trees. You make another drawn-out turn, this time to the right, featuring a bunch of trees again, and another mid-course brake run. You finally drop down slightly to the left and make a few more bunny hops into the VIP section of the road as you disembark on the red carpet into the Aerosmith concert. Overall, this is a great ride to have at Disney for the parent or adult going with their family. It provides a great sense of thrill that is not normally seen at a Disney park, while also offering a well-themed experience. However, I will say this ride is a little dated, mostly with the state of the track, as it can get pretty janky in some spots. The ride has also been closed for the better part of a year for the last 2 years due to some sort of refurbishment, and it makes me wonder how many more years this ride has left in it. I would certainly want it to stay, maybe with an updated band as the main music, but it's a Hollywood Studios staple along with Tower of Terror. It would be cool to have a more modern thrill coaster at this park, similar to Velocicoaster at Universal, for example, as that would really boost the whole resort in my opinion. In terms of getting on the ride, it still has some pretty high wait times for the park, so I would definitely recommend using the single rider line, where you usually have to wait a few minutes compared to the normal queue that can be over an hour long. This is still a great ride to have at the park, and it's solidly in the top half of the coasters in the resort, despite it really being the most intense. I definitely prefer some of the more modern coasters they have done, such as Cosmic Rewind at Epcot or Expedition Everest, even though those don't have as much intensity. It's still a must-do when visiting Hollywood Studios, especially in the coming years due to its unknown future.